What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of the FREQ Talks Podcast. On this episode, we're going to discuss how to train for strength and the different ways you can develop musculature through weight training. When physical development is at stake, you just cannot ignore strength as a fundamental physical property to develop. Developing proper strength is essential towards optimizing progress in the long term. One of the most important things to do when it comes to training is to understand rep ranges, what the body does, and how it is stimulated under different loads. In weight training, we generally have two types of rep ranges. We have the powerlifting rep range, which typically falls in the 1 to 5 range per set, or 1 to 5 reps per set. This rep range is where you exert the most amount of force by activating the fastest muscle fibers and where you create a stimulus for the development of maximum strength as well as explosiveness. If you're looking to gain strength as much as possible, this is the rep range that you want to have to work at. And then we also have the bodybuilding rep range, which is usually anything over 6 reps per set. This rep range actually creates a stimulus for the development of strength endurance, while maximum strength gains are a secondary adaptation when in this rep range. If you're chasing looks and aesthetics, this is the rep range that you're going to want to utilize as much as possible. Now, it is always a good idea to combine both rep ranges, but you want to have the balance in favor of the one that reflects your goal the most. So, if you're looking for more strength than looks, spend most of your time in that 1 to 5 rep range. Conversely, if you're looking more for aesthetics and body composition goals, then you're going to want to spend most of your time in that bodybuilding rep range of 6 to 15-ish reps. Now that we've got the rep ranges out of the way, we need to discuss which exercises are going to be the most beneficial for your goals. When it comes to strength development, exercise choice is a crucial element of the process. This is because, well, honestly, some exercises are simply not suitable for high exertion, heavy loads, and 1 rep maxes. Just think for a second how dumb it would look to attempt a 1 rep max on the vertical lat pull down machine or a bicep curl. For the most part, you should resort to free weight compound exercises, whether you're strength training in that 1 to 5 rep range or bodybuilding closer to that 6 to 15 rep range. Those exercises are pretty much going to be your bench presses, all variations, flat, incline, dumbbell, barbell, squats, deadlifts, rows, overhead presses, and lunges. All of these movements engage multiple muscle groups all at once, which ultimately allows you to lift really heavy weights, creating the best stimulus for strength and muscular development. Using the appropriate strength exercises within the goal-appropriate rep range is crucial, but how much should you actually do? This is where training volume comes into play. Training volume is basically the total amount of weight lifted in a given set, exercise, or workout, and is measured using the formula weight times sets times reps equals volume. For example, if you bench press 100 pounds for 2 sets of 10 reps, your total volume for that exercise is going to be 2,000 pounds. Now, since we all have a different level of training and ability to adapt to new stimuli, there is no such thing as a concrete optimal training volume. Instead, you should follow these general rules of thumb. As a beginner, start off with a lower training volume, fewer reps, and less weight. As you advance, you can then begin increasing the reps, weight, and total volume of your workout. By starting with a lower training volume, you will get to know more about your threshold, recovery, and adaptation capabilities. Through time, you'll increase the total volume, leading to stimulus for more progress over time. This is applicable for both the powerlifting and the bodybuilding rep ranges. I already know what you're going to ask. What about rest times? If you've lifted heavy weights at some point in your life, you know how demanding it is to do that. By nature, high intensity, heavy weight is strenuous for the central nervous system and the muscles. For this reason, if the goal is to maximize performance, taking proper rest between sets is crucial. Generally, you want to make sure you're aiming for at least 90 seconds to 2 minutes of rest in between each set. And as the weights start to get heavier, you want to increase that rest time in order to allow your muscles and your central nervous system to recover a little bit more before loading up heavy again. So, just to recap, strength development is at the core of your overall physical development. If your goal is to develop maximum strength, utilize compound movements in the 1 to 5 rep range with plenty of rest in between sets. On the other hand, if you want to gain some strength, but more strength endurance and more musculature, then the 6 to 15 rep range is the ballpark that you want to be aiming for. Ultimately, your best bet would be to combine both rep ranges and favor the one that resonates more with your specific goals. This is going to allow you to create a more functional, better overall physique. So, if you're in any sort of a standard functional fitness gym, any functional fitness gym that is worth its weight is going to include both of these rep ranges inside of every single program. So sometimes you'll be doing, high rep high weight 1 to 5 rep ranges, and other times you're going to be going more for higher rep, lower weights. This allows the body to build both compound, functional, foundational strength, but also muscle endurance and develop that musculature that gives you the aesthetic that you're looking for. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. This one was pretty short, but I'm looking forward to getting into some longer ones down the road. I've got some ideas for you, but tune in next week, and we'll see you guys then. Hey, what's up? Thank you for checking out this episode of the FREQ Talks Podcast. If you found this interesting, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so that you get notified every time we upload a new video. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.